LGBTQ plus leaders are officially recognising paedophiles as part of the club, following World Economic Forum pressure to accept minor-attracted persons as legally protected minorities. According to the WEF, criticising paedophiles is hate speech, and governments must crack down on anybody who refuses to accept minor-attracted persons in their community. As children are paraded in front of paedophiles at pride festivals around the world, it's time to make a stand and protect our children from the monsters who are determined to prey on them without any consequences. The global elite are pouring funding into paedophilia advocacy groups, as the effort to normalise and legalise the molestation of children continues full steam ahead. Want to see what the global elite's paedophilic fever dreams look like in the cold light of day? Hundreds of millions of dollars of taxpayer money is being spent on pro-paedophilia groups in WF-infiltrated Canada, while ordinary hard-working families struggle to put food on the table amid an orchestrated cost of living crisis. Paedophiles have been emboldened by the elite. On June the 12th, a woman named Shayna called into the iHeartRadio Bex and Buster show and declared her unwavering support for paedophiles, urging society to abolish the stigma that surrounds them. It just so happens that Shayna works for the International Paedophile and Child Emancipation Organisation, a well-funded group that's working for the so-called emancipation of paedophiles and the children who these sickos believe want to have sexual relationships with them.
I work with IPCE. If you don't know, that's International Pedophile and Child Emancipation. And our goal is to abolish the stigmatization of people with pedophilic sexual interests and normalizing the potential role in moderating pedophiles' emotional well-being. I know that's a mouthful.
Wait, before we get any further,
what are we saying right now?
Yeah, this sounds disgusting. Are you saying you're a pedophile?
No, I'm not saying that I'm a pedophile in the sense that I've never had sexual relations with a person underage.
But you're saying we should accept
because
pedophiles?
That's illegal. Well, I just don't believe we should be shunning those in our community that have desires to engage in a romantic relationship with someone in a drastically different age group.
So you're saying you support pedophiles?
I'm saying I support love.
Okay.
And just because America views ages like 18 as some sort of imaginary bar or line in the sand for humans to engage in romantic relationships doesn't mean it's right.
So you don't see anything wrong with a 20-year-old dating a 12-year-old?
That's not what I'm saying. But listen, in Nigeria, the age of consent is 11. It's 14 in other countries like Brazil, Colombia. If we're taking if we're taking a month as a country to showcase our pride for other communities of sexual exploration, then I think we should add the letter P, which is just as important as the L, G, B, and T.
Shayna and her co-conspirators at the IPCE are not alone. Children have become a regular sight in sexually charged context at pride festivals around the world. In Spain, children were forced to take part in pro-paedophilia events wearing lingerie, garter belts, and bondage gear, with rainbow pride flags attached to their backs. Everyone involved in this should be arrested. They want your children. They've said it, and now they're showing you. They aren't joking. Anybody who thinks Jeffrey Epstein had the only island where children are trafficked to paedophiles needs to wake up and smell the coffee. These monsters have been emboldened to the point where they're now comfortable showing their faces and demanding their so-called rights to have sexual relationships with our children. Are we going to allow this to continue? In a world where the left is pushing for everything to become politically correct, paedophiles on social media are seizing the opportunity to rebrand themselves as MAPS and demand acceptance by society. The online paedophile community has constructed their own flag and often describe their attraction to children as sexual orientation, rather than a scientifically recognised mental illness. Democrat politicians are not far behind. Kentucky Democrat Senator Karen Berg says paedophiles must not be put in prison and should instead be given child sex dolls to, and I quote, give them a release.
For people who are attracted to minors, that these dolls actually decrease their proclivity to go out and attack children, that it actually gives them a release.
Democrats like Karen are sexualizing children and defending pedophiles. Make no mistake, the rot starts at the very top. As much as the media and fact checkers try to obscure the truth, we know for a fact that Obama flew $65,000 worth of so-called hot dogs and pizza for a private White House party using clandestine channels. We also know, thanks to WikiLeaks emails, that the FBI has identified hot dogs and pizza as paedophile code words, with hot dogs being code for young boys and pizza for young girls. As you may have guessed, there are no publicly available images or information about this hot dog and pizza party. Obama also allowed his teenage daughter, Malaya, to intern with convicted rapist and alleged paedophile Harvey Weinstein. The globalist elite gets off on hiding in plain sight, which is the only way to understand why Obama also publicly exchanged a children's friendship bracelet with a paedophilia-themed pizza charm on it with then Vice President Joe Biden. According to the mainstream media, two men sharing a bracelet, which was later confirmed by the FBI to contain paedophilia symbols, is completely normal. They also claim that Biden's daughter Ashley's teenage diary, which outs her father as a predatory paedophile, is nothing to get hot and bothered about. And every time Biden sniffs, gropes and makes inappropriate comments to a young girl, the media runs a prepared series of articles defending his behaviour and attacking those who claim we should be asking serious questions about the predilections of this man. This is the new normal, and ploughing ahead at full steam, just how the globalist elite planned. But don't take my word for it. Carlin Georgescu, the former president of the Club of Rome and executive director at the United Nations, is one of the most well-placed and high-profile whistleblowers in global elite history. That's why the mainstream media are determined to silence him and ensure he never has the chance to share with the masses what he knows from personal experience about the paedophile elite. Georgescu is a real UN insider, and he explains that a shadowy cabal of paedophiles at the highest level of politics, finance, and the entertainment industry use their power to hide the sickening crimes they commit against children.
The UN agenda is the same with Davos agenda. This, in fact, is my main topic for our conversation today. The problem is that these oligarchs, all of them, are related with the system of the pedophilia one, because we know that there are more than 8 million children per year which they disappear. 8 million does mean the entire population of Austria. They disappear without any information, simply like that.
There's just one problem for Schwab and the other reprobates who crawl the halls of his globalist headquarters in Davos. We will never allow his sick agenda to infiltrate our culture. This is a hill we're willing to die on. These are critical times, and here at The People's Voice, we're determined to expose the elite and hold them to account before it's too late.